Hey everyone! Welcome to From the Depths. I'm Minty, and this is episode 136 of the Battleship Brawl's Season 3 tournament. This episode we've got the new challenger, the USS Wyoming by Xanderzu, which is spawning quite a bit under the water here. Going up against the S3E136 Goliath by Conesian Emperor. Obviously, neither vessel is up for elimination here. No retirement's going to happen either way, so we can just get right to the explosions. Both ships rise out of the water because they spawned under the surface. Oh, the Wyoming seems to be very lightly armed with only, what is that, 12 guns? Yeah. 6 dual-barreled turrets. Got a good fire rate on them, though, so that's something. Oh wow, and the Goliath lost one of its forward cannons again already. Oh, and another one probably just bit the dust. Yep, there it goes. The Goliath is just not good at keeping its weapons alive, it seems. That or the enemies are getting lucky. Oh, that one gun seems to be fixed. Whatever got knocked off has been repaired and it is back in the fight. I think there might be some gauge lost because it's aiming really high compared to the other guns. At least this time the rear guns are fighting. Let's go check in on the Wyoming, see how it's doing. Having those smaller, heavily spaced out guns is definitely keeping them alive. So it seems that the middle and rear ones are having a bit trouble aiming at their target right now. With the angle. I think the Wyoming's meant to be more of a full broadside, and it's kind of approaching the enemy at the moment. This is definitely a brawl between two very battleshipy battleships, though. Shells getting slung back and forth. Ooh, that's probably going to do some damage there. Those shells got right into the side. Blew a big hole in the bow. But the Wyoming doesn't seem to care. It's just keeping on. The Wyoming seems to have some minimal repair capability, not very much. Whereas the Iron Goliath has none. Ooh, those shells digging into the side. Did not get deep enough to knock out those guns, though. Armor on the Wyoming seems pretty good to be able to take those hits that it just did and not lose the guns. Yeah, I just ate like probably a good 12 to 16 shells in this section right here, and it did not get through the armor. The armor is battered and damaged, but it was not penetrated. Still the armor holds up. That's impressive. Meanwhile, the Iron Goliath has lost all of its forward weaponry, it seems. Or at least this one has had its barrel shielded off. I don't know if it's still operable or not. Well, after that hit, it probably isn't. So all it's got left are these two rearward guns, which don't seem to be operating at peak performance there. Something's gone wrong with the timings on their weaponry, on those weapons. It's a very close match, though, with 84.5% and 87.8%. It is within draw territory for now. But the Wyoming has not lost any of its weapons. It's had some barrel damage, but it has not lost any of its weaponry. And that armor is just absorbing. Oh, we finally have a hull breach. That absorbed a lot of friggin' damage before it finally gave in, though. That's pretty impressive. But it's not going to be able to take much more in that section, I don't think. Like, if it keeps getting hit in the same spot, eventually those blocks are going to give out and those cannons are going to get destroyed. It's getting awfully close to punching through that armor and taking out the guns behind it, but so far, the gap between the gap in hit points is widening. It's a 4.3%, almost to win condition for the Wyoming. Ooh, and it looks like the Iron Kronos is having a little bit of balance and flotation problems. It's getting really low in the water and listing heavily into that turn. Is it dead in the water? Is it? No, its props are still spinning. It's just not moving very fast. It's turning very sharply. Oh, suddenly the Wyoming's down below the Iron Goliath. Oh, yep. See that the armor looks like it finally gave out, or perhaps the guns just took a direct hit and they're gone. Now there's only one more. All of a sudden, those guns lasted forever, and then all of a sudden, 5 of the 6 turrets got blown up. Wow, that was a decisive blow for the Iron Goliath there. I almost called it the Iron Kronos. Wrong ship. It looks like the Wyoming is aiming for something high in the bow of the Iron Goliath here, and its shells are having a bit of trouble actually hitting the ship, and are skipping off the water and such. Looks like they finally landed though, and it aimed at something else. That turret, I'm surprised that didn't pop. Oh, did those guns come back online? Oh, that could really be the turning point into the Goliath's favor. Nope, they gave up. For a second there, it looked like they were going to try and fire, and then they gave up again. And both ships just full broadsiding each other. The Goliath has far more weapons available to it. Even, I don't know why we're having a frame rate hitch there. They're not about to collide yet. I guess the game's trying to decide if they are. Oh, please don't, guys. Don't run sidelong into one another. That is very likely to cause the game to crash. Wyoming, turn the other way, damn it. Wow. The Goliath is just really intent on killing something on the far side of this ship's armor here. It has been firing at that same area for so friggin' long, except for the break it took in order to blow up every single one of the Wyoming's guns, except for this forward one. Oh. The Goliath seems to have put the brakes on. Either it's gone dead in the water, or it has collision avoidance systems, and has stopped in order to avoid running into the Wyoming, which is great for the recording, not so good for the Goliath, because now its guns are facing the wrong way. I don't think it was collision avoidance. If that was the case, it'd be going again. I think it had its engines knocked out. It is dead in the water now. The Wyoming circling around, trying to repair itself somewhat, but it doesn't have great repair rates. If it can land a shot on one of these turrets while they're facing the wrong way, the rear armor, ooh, that's close but not quite. Turret spinning around, has just enough clearance to make that work. Oh, and there goes the Iron Goliath with heavily crammed shells. This had a lot of time to cram up. They're going to do a lot of damage if they land. So actually, that was not all that much. I was expecting more. Then again, the Wyoming seems to be really thickly armored. This thing can take a beating. And it's still afloat, too. I wonder wonder what the armor seems like. Ah. It's about to lose the entirety of its stern, though. I don't think it actually has a connected block anymore. Nope. The closest ones are those two right there. And if the game realizes that that isn't connected anymore and the stern falls off, it'll have no more propellers. Man, this is just a knockdown, drag-out fight here, folks. Ooh, this rear gun took a hit of, it seems. Took some damage. I don't know if it's actually functional anymore. It's aiming, but I don't know if it can fire. Oh, this other turret is so close to getting knocked out, too. Just that one forward gun on the Wyoming is just, well, over-penetrated there. Did not detonate. Oh, and the Wyoming stern fell off. Suddenly it's at 64% and in very big danger of losing this match to hit points if it goes another 5 minutes until the end. Its only hope at this point would be to knock out this last gun and then plink away at the softest blocks it can find. Because it is 8.4% behind right now. Or no, I did that math wrong. 8 point whatever. It's 8%. 8 point something percent. Ooh, was that an overpen through the entirety of the... no, it went through the bottom. Okay. I thought it overpenned through the entirety of the Goliath, and that would be pretty impressive. Oh, the Goliath is listing heavily. If it keeps that up, its guns aren't going to be able to aim. That's also a good way to end up 80% in sinking. I love how both of these ships just ended up stopping just broadside on one another, and there's just wailing away continuously. Oh, I think it's the recoil of its gun. That's what's flipping the Goliath over. You can see it starts settling back in, then the gun fires and it rocks over again. And now this is not considered excessive clipping here because it is just the elevation of the barrels themselves that is causing it. It's clipping, but it's not excessive. Like, it is a very rare situation where something like that will happen to a vessel like this. Yeah, but the gap is not closing between these two ships. The Wyoming has just over 3 minutes left in regulation to get itself back in this, and it keeps overpenning. If its shells keep overpenning like that without detonating, there's no way it's going to make up that difference. As a matter of fact, I would expect that difference to expand. I think it looks like it's trying to aim at something down on the side, and it keeps either hitting the water and then sinking too far down, or hitting the water and skipping and going through the superstructure, which is causing the overpen. So a bit of bad luck for the Wyoming picking whatever block it picked to fire at there. Oh, it landed a decent shot there. I wonder if that took out the block it was aiming at and it'll fire somewhere else now. Nope. Same spot still. And the Wyoming is just... This thing took an impressive amount of damage and is still floating. Like... If the Goliath didn't blow off 5 of its 6 guns, like, basically all at once, like it did, mean, it probably wasn't all at once, but it was in a very short span of time. I looked at the Wyoming, all its guns were fine, and then like a minute later they were all gone. Yep, unfortunately, it looks like the Wyoming's impressive tenacity is just not going to be enough to carry it through this battle. The Iron Goliath is... Oh! I think it just hit some ammo, lifted the ship a little out of the water. It's like, at this rate, it may not even survive to the 15-minute mark, though it's going to be close if it doesn't. Yeah, there is 1 minute left in regulation at this point. And unless something crazy happens, it's going to go to the Iron Goliath. Mostly because of that one block the AI picked to fire at, and has been shooting at relentlessly. Actually, it looks like it may have picked a different one now. In the same relative location as far as up and down the side of the hull goes, just back here more. And time's... Oh, wait. Time's up. There we go. That is it. This battle is over. Both vessels have survived to the end, but with 70% hit points to 59%, that is an 11% difference. That gives the Iron Goliath here the victory. Congratulations, Conesian Emperor. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this rather long video. We don't normally see matches go to the bell like this. I think it's only happened one other time in Season 3. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.